Hey y'all, and welcome to the after party. Because after the show is the after party. I'm Alexis.
I'm Jill.
I'm Regina.
I'm Brianna.
And I'm Lee, and we're going to be talking about today's BT Being Mary Jane. So, Being Mary Jane is about successful black women who's an anchor juggling both family and a love life. And so, the person who created the show is power couple Mara Blocker Kill and Celine McKill. They have made Moesha, The Jamie Foxx Show, Girlfriend, Soul Food, and BT The Game. That's also on the same network. So, what do you guys think? Does it live up to the expectations of these past shows or not?
I don't think it has. Me personally, I do watch the show. However, I do feel that the show can get a little boring at times. And I never felt that way about shows like The Game and Moesha. Those shows kind of always kept me wanting more. And I feel like sometimes Being Mary Jane can get kind of repetitive.
I agree because when I watched the pilot, I was thinking it was going to be more suspenseful, but then when I continue on watching the show, sometimes I'll miss an episode and I wouldn't care to rewatch the episode.
Yeah, I agree as well. I don't feel like Being Mary Jane is going to be as iconic as Girlfriends or Moesha or any of those shows. Those shows will live with us forever. I don't feel like Being Mary Jane is going to be that significant to us as those shows were.
Well, I feel in a sense that Being Mary Jane does because of the whole, I guess, black urban like type show. It has some of the same drama, some of the same
problems.
Yeah, some of the same problems, some of the same issues, or in a sense it does remind me of those shows. But do I think it'll be iconic like the rest of those shows? No.
If you could describe Being Mary Jane in one word, what would it be? And why?
Dramatic.
Disappointing.
I say independence, but I'm just describing Mary Jane itself. But
Repetitive.
Why is it disappointing?
Because I expected a lot more out of it. It just doesn't lead to suspense. It doesn't leave you wanting more. Like, I would compare it to the hit show Scandal on ABC. We sit here and wanting more from Scandal each week, and we sit here on Twitter pleading for more episodes, but we don't do that to Being Mary Jane.
Does everyone agree with that?
I agree. I mean, I feel like the trailers are actually more interesting than the actual shows itself. Like, I mean, I could probably watch a trailer before I watch the episode over and over again, to be honest.
I agree. I feel like everyone is doing so well because they leave us wanting more at the end, but once we actually watch the episode itself isn't as good. But because they have a good trailer for it, you know how they have next week on Mary Jane, and then those shows happening next week, you're like, wow, that should be interesting. The next show is going to be good. And then you watch it, and it's not as good as you thought it was going to be.
Right.
I feel like it's just not that good because it's so repetitive. Like, every episode is the same.
What repeats itself? What
Mary Jane and Andre, they'll get into it, have sex, then get into it and have sex. Every episode, into the last episode. That was every episode.
Well, this might be a dead question since you think it's so repetitive, but what do you think is the most shocking moment in the season so far?
I would say, even though the show itself got kind of boring sometimes, I would say the sex scenes used to be good. And I know we used to come, like the show would come in and you'd be like, oh my gosh, did that just happen? Like I remember one time, the show came on and all you see is her head in his lap. And I mean, you already know what's happening. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, are they showing that on BET at 10 o'clock? Like, I can't believe they did that. So probably the sex scene, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with that. The sex scenes are like, I can't believe they showing that on TV now because they wouldn't have shown that at BET
It seems like
years
HBO.
ago. Yeah, it seems like HBO at night after dark. But like something that stands out to me was shocking was Mama Jane. I'm gonna call her Mama Jane.
Her name is Helen, but okay. Cool.
Mama Jane. Yeah, I'm gonna call Mama Jane. When she started smoking weed, she didn't seem like the type to smoke weed. The whole season she was bitter. She was just mean. I don't know what was wrong with her. But then, like, when her son convinced her to smoke weed, I was like, really? You really gonna give in that easy? Okay. But, I mean, it did make a little comedy at the end because it was real funny to watch.
I would have to say the most shocking scene for me was when her ex-boyfriend, what was his name? David, he came and asked her, did you take my sperm? Like, what kind of guy will go ask a girl, did you come take my sperm? Like, it was just like, well, damn. Yeah, like, I was like, damn, how's she going to answer that? Now, that was a suspenseful end to the episode, because I was like, well, damn, how's she going to answer that?
I feel like the most shocking was when she went to the White House at the end, and she kind of told her, like, take him back, and then she was like, oh yeah, by the way, when you give him oral sex, do it this way. I was like,
I'm surprised she didn't have
baby girl, if you would have came at me like that, you wouldn't be walking out that door.
I wouldn't say that was surprising, that was just unrealistic.
That was unrealistic.
Yeah.
I feel like it was shocking though, because I don't know a woman who would have gone to a wife's house and then talked to her like that and then walked out
With
the same way she came in.
Right.
That's why
I don't even know
like
how she got in the house, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't even let her in. Like, no, we're not going to sit down and talk in my house with water and lemon.
Right.
Okay. And so it was confirmed on September 12th, 2013 that Being Mary Jane was going to be picked up for a second season. So what do you think is going to happen? What are your predictions, or what do you want to happen next season?
I want her to be with a new man, a new love interest.
Like who?
Maybe Wayne Brady.
Somebody fine. Because you can't downgrade from that.
I think they should have Lance Gross on the show.
Yes. But he's young.
No.
I don't never feel that way.
They should have Idris on the show.
Yes!
That's the perfect man.
And let him keep his accent.
That's the perfect
Oh,
man.
yes.
Yes.
His accent is everything.
And they should have children. I don't know where the drama gonna come from.
But I don't know what drama. They didn't have to find some new source of drama. Or the show's going to tank. I feel like the show's going to tank if they don't have some source of drama.
Okay, there's too much estrogen here. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know. The show's going to tank if there's not enough drama, but I feel like they have to have a new love interest, and something has to stir the pot somehow, or it's just going to be boring. Because it's boring with the pot stirred. Just saying. A little bit.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Honestly, I could do without a season 2. And I really don't know if I'll watch it. Because I feel like if they add too much drama, it's going to be like, golly, Mary Jane, you want some drama again? Like, it's going to get real old. And then I feel like if it's not drama, it's just going to continue to be boring. So I feel like the way they left it off, there's no real reason to keep it going. Especially the way they ended it. It was like they didn't leave a cliffhanger or anything. It was just, okay, it's over. So it's like, what are we waiting to see? Like, what's going to be happening next? It would have to be something completely different, like completely different characters and a new place and everything.
I hope she gets some walls. That's one thing I like to see. Because that's not some walls for her house.
True.
Like,
I don't know what you was talking about when you
like,
said get
not
some
like
walls.
that. Not like that. Mine out the gutter. Mine out the gutter.
Like, what?
Jesus. Mine out the gutter. Clean that out. We get like walls for her house. Maybe some of those walls too.
But I feel like the glass house, I feel like that's there for a reason. Like, I feel like that's symbolism. Like, have you ever heard of the term, if you live in glass houses, you can't throw stones? Like, she lives in a glass house. She's judging everybody else off of what they're doing in their life, when in reality, at her home, she's doing her own mess too. And I think that's why she's living in that glass house, because she can't be the one throwing stones.
That's interesting.
I never thought of it that way.
Wow. Was everyone satisfied with the end of the season? Because she basically just left it behind with nobody.
I kind of knew she was gonna end up empty-handed. But I mean, I was kind of mad that nothing. Alexis was saying, like, there's nothing to look forward to next season. Like, it's not like I can't wait till next season because this is gonna happen. Like,
you don't know what's gonna happen.
You never know what's gonna happen. Even reality shows end with cliffhangers. Like, you get upset. Like, oh my god, I want to see that. But you have something to look forward to the next season, the next show. So I just felt like there's nothing to look forward to. But I mean, it ended.
I just felt the writers were being lazy because they knew they would be picked up for another season. They knew practically before this new season even started. So they'd be like, okay, we don't have to do any cliffhanger because we know we're going to be back for season 2, 3, 4, and 5 because of the success of the game. And plus, it's like the only scripted series besides the game on BT. So I think they were a little just too comfortable and not pushing to the edge like they could have been if they were on something like, I don't know, ABC or CBS.
Or maybe she was just too busy writing for this new season of the game that she was like, forget Mary Jane. I'm just going to keep writing the game.
I think it might be good that they didn't leave us with a cliffhanger because we have nothing to expect. Like the next seasons, we just don't know. So it'll make us want to tune in because we want to know. You
I
know,
think it would be cool if they had a crossover episode since it's about the same person with the game and
Mary
Mary Jane. I know she could hook up with Malik or something like that.
You
Who
doing
knows?
too much.
They need to bring Derwin back because they shouldn't have took him off the game, and we need to be able to see him.
That's the next segment.
maybe he should come and be Mary Jane's interest, and then they could play Melanie in there and be like Melanie and Darwin. You know, Mary Jane could be the one to take Derwin from Melanie or something.
Can y'all hold y'all
I'm gonna need
thoughts?
her to stop taking people's man.
Okay, guys, can y'all save that for the next show?
Yeah, the
Sure.
game comes on tonight.
Tonight.
Yes, tonight.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock BET.
We're gonna have to do a show on that, y'all.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have to. Next week, next segment.
So next week it looks like we're gonna be talking about the new season of the game on the after party. We'll see you then. Bye.
Peace.